Day 20, to the glory of God, we're going to move our bodies. We're going to move our bodies with strength and power and building up of the tissue resilience, the tissue toughness, as well as the sort of common abused word strength, the tissue strength. And so that strength is the ability to produce and withhold forces, right? Whether the forces happen to us or we happen to the forces, what we want to be able to do is we want to have tissues and have musculature and tendons and bone that is able to either produce forces that we want to produce, right? So I can actually pick up that thing that otherwise I wouldn't be able to, or move that thing that otherwise I wouldn't be able to, as well as be able to absorb and withstand forces that act on us. And sometimes that's as simple as like not realizing there's a curb, stepping off that curb and being able to absorb that force versus rolling your ankle, hyperextending your knee, tearing an ACL, like all of these. And then it gets worse and worse and worse as I continue to describe that graphically. But being in the fitness industry for a lot of years, and then also now in the medical industry, right, I'm confronted with the inabilities of bodies to be able to either happen to things with their force or have things happen to us. And so that's why we create this extremely varied approach in our movement. So not only the basic human movements of push, pull, squat, hinge, rotation, and lunge, but also lunging in a way that creates as much variability as possible with upper body drivers so that we have as much resilience as we can generate in a very short period of time. So again, maybe you skipped over that and you just want to see where there's movement. And so we're starting with that lunge matrix with arm drivers. And so I'm going forward, down, forward, reach out, forward, reach up, forward, reach up. And again, every time on that stepping foot, I forgot the rotation, and then I forgot the side bends or lateral flexion and lateral extension. But every time we step down, ensuring that most of that weight is in that stepping foot, and I don't want to say forward stepping foot, right now it's forward, but soon it will be backwards, but that stepping foot, and then make sure that most of the load through that stepping foot is through the heel. And when we do that, what we're doing is we're teaching our bodies how to load appropriately so we don't overload that patellar femoral tendon right here, that we don't overload in ways that will create downline issues where we have overuse injuries. But slowly and surely, we will actually be able to create more loads into that patellofemoral tendon tension. So if you want to do things like walk downstairs well without knee pain, or walk down a hill, or jog down a hill without knee pain, you have to be able to slowly create that overload, that progressive overload into that tendon tissue and that bone and the musculature and the ligaments and the cartilage, right? The other soft tissues. I'm all over the place here, guys. Rotate. Backward diagonal, rotate. And what that's doing is we're just slow dosing progressive overload. So some of you might be like, man, we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. I love these highly varied WODs. Well, ask an orthopedic surgeon how much he loves these highly varied WODs with really high intensity. And you might find out why I'm doing a much slower and steady approach. I'm assuming that those of you that are on this journey with me have been fairly sedentary for quite a long time. And so I want to slow dose and even tell you whatever I'm doing, you can go slower than that even, right? Back and under. You can go slower than me so that you allow the soft tissues to keep up with the muscular tissues. Because what will happen, right, is our muscles will react and adapt really fast. But the soft tissues, because there's far less blood flow in them, far less capillary density, what we would call, right, they're just slower on the uptake. So what happens is our muscles are stronger, too strong for our soft tissues. And so then we wonder why, my elbow kind of hurts when I grip, my shoulder kind of hurts when, you know, I do this or that movement. And it's because our muscles went a little bit faster and our movements went a little bit further and our force went a little bit higher than what the tendons and ligaments were adapted to or prepared for, right? And so we're gonna go slower. We're gonna err on the side of slower. And what that's gonna do is you're gonna find out that productivity, that's a Doug Wilson-ism, productivity is far more productive than trying to get there next week or the week after. We're gonna take 100 days to slow bake, to slow cook, to steep, you know, our bodies into movement training, conditioning, strength, right? And then what we're gonna find is on the end result, we're gonna be far better off than if we tried to bang sprint from day one. Sprinting from day one is a great way to feel really good about yourself for a bit and then have something not work as we want to, and then have to pause for a lot longer. It's the whole concept of the tortoise and the hare, right? Slow, steady progress is much more progressive, productive than hare-like sprints and naps and sprints and naps, or sprints and injuries, or sprints and feeling overwhelmed, right? So we do the slow, steady approach. We build habit, we build routine. So that's the lunge matrix, and then we're gonna go into our pull, our push, and then our pull, and then our squat, and then our hinge, and then our rotation. And then I'm gonna let you add another set or two or whatever, if you want to. So we're gonna go back to the basics. Again, still, I'm at this very productive, very efficient and effective mode of creating push strength, as well as vertical core integration and hip and leg integration. The more I can integrate my entire body into this, the stronger I'm going to be, not just in my push, but in my foundational strength down here in my feet, and being able to transfer that through my torso, boom, out my upper body. And then we're going to do same thing. I'm going to add a little bit of rotation to this, almost like I'm dropping it to this foot, but then I'm rowing it up to my hip. And as long as I got proud chest, long spine, I'm gonna have far more strength building from this movement. Switch. As you can see, it's a slight rotation, but I'm controlling that movement down. I'm controlling that movement up. Nice. All right, and then we'll go into squats. So I'm going to do this front-loaded squat. It's going to be, man, this is really helpful again for my vertical core integration, my upper back strength, right? All of this weight is loaded through my arms and torso and then goes into my legs. Yes, into Hinge. Again, it's going through my arms, through my torso. I have a fly on my head. Yeah, I'm going to drop the weight and go into my throwing rotation, acting like I'm throwing the ball with my right and my left. And then punching rotation. So I've got rotation in my hips, rotation in my foot and ankle, good movement chain, torso and shoulder. Boom. So that is a great little workout. Put together a little bit of an explanation on the front end. Again, enjoy. Maybe you do a second set, maybe you do a third set, maybe you do a fourth set. I don't know how you're feeling, but err on the side of easier. For now, we will progressively overload. We will get to a point where you are getting stronger, you're getting faster, you're able to withstand more force, you're able to create more force, all slow, steady progression. All right, I love you and I'm praying for you.